from the East Coast. They wouldn't bet 10 cents. They wouldn't bet fat meat was greasy, okay? When you came to Detroit, you either bet your money or they would tell you to leave because we don't really allow loitering. If you don't want to bet, then get out of the joint. And that's it. The Rack and Q was the greatest place ever. That's right. I played all the greats there. I played Siegel, Hall, Louis Roberts. I would play Moscone if he came in the joint, but I don't think he was still playing then. The Rack and Q was the greatest place that there ever was in pool. You can forget about any. You know, I've seen places throughout the country, and there's been numerous places, don't get me wrong, where they had a lot of action, but that action only lasted, 6 months, 8 months, maybe a year. The Rack and Q lasted for about 25, 30 years, and it was the toughest pool room in the world to come and bet your money. I mean, it was the toughest place that there ever was.
I'll take some pieces of bacon.
So, I mean,
I still got the beer you gave me earlier.
See in the movie The Hustler, they were playing at Ames Billiards. Well, you were talking Ames when you were talking Detroit.
Was that you? Yeah.
And that's the way it was.
This is Ames,
that's
mister.
The way it was. That's the way it is. And there'll never be another pool room like Detroit. You can forget about it. Never be another pool. I saw a guy lose $1 million in 24 hours.
Where?
And at the Rack and Q in Detroit. I saw a guy lose $1 million.
What was he playing?
Does it matter what he was playing? He lost $1 million.
I think I just gave him ball in hand.
But this guy, you understand?
I was solids and I shot strikes.
This guy was a multi-millionaire. Okay?
You might have to rewind the tape.
So let me just remind everybody why Vegas is amazing. I'm getting ready to have my skillet breakfast delivered to me at 4:40 in the morning because the kitchen is open 24 hours, and so is the bar. So I'll be having a vodka cranberry with my breakfast.
That's right. Representing Nevada here. On POV.
Yeah, I love Nevada. I want some more questions. You got any eggs out there that want to give me a question? You can ask me about anything you want to ask me about. I'd like to talk about your old lady. You having problems with her? Well,
it's tough to hear anybody's voice over Jimmy, so I apologize for that.
JB just came back on. JB Ideas just came back on. John Barton.
Can you believe I'm trying to get a job as a commentator? Can you believe this? No, I want to ask you.
Hey, you got to earn your job, man. You got to get donations, man.
Yeah, I know the money's good. Of course, you can always watch ESPN. That's like listening to Paint Guy.
All right, Jimmy.
You can listen to Alan Hopkins, who's been on the air for 1,000 years.
Jimmy, I want you to ask the viewers out there. There's 90,000 people.
$10,000 to take him off the air, okay?
There's 90,000 people.
$10,000 if you take him off the air.
Jimmy,
go ahead.
There's like 90,000 people. I want you to just say to them. I want you to go ahead and ask the viewers. Okay, 90, but
you want me
anyways.
No, I want to.
You ain't got to point it out, Charles, man.
I want to ask some questions.
No, I want you to ask the viewers to donate to this great stream that we have here. POV Pool After Dark. You're not going to get this anywhere else, people. I mean, even $1 goes a long way to help out. Jimmy, you go ahead. You ask these folks. Let's see what we can come up with
in
POV donations. Let's go.
30 million Floyds
on the clock.
Out there. You know how many Floyds there are out there in the world? 30 million. Okay?
30 million Floyds.
30 million Floyds. They love me and I love them. And I want each and every one of them to send in a lousy buck. A buck, mind you. Can you afford that? Could every Floydsker out there maybe send in a lousy, measly $1? Okay? I know there's 30 million of you out there, and I love you. And I love you. I love all of you. You're the most beautiful people that I ever met in my life. You're the people that kept me going. There's 30 million of you out there. And I love all of you.
People are typing in that never typed in all night. Like this billiard photos.
Oh, Jesus, man. Thank you, Ryan.
I can't hear you. Come again.
All right, who's gonna send in?
You guys are great people.
I mean, everyone should send in $1.
$1. Are you kidding me? I was playing for $1 back in 1953. 1953. You know what $1 was back then in 1953? You know what it is today? It's like playing like 200 a game.
No, you have ball in hand. I shot the wrong ball.
$1. Could you not send me $1? I mean, come on.
Yeah, you're stripes.
Hey. The last one.
Get a Wikipedia.
Wikipedia on Jimmy.
I want some more questions. I like talking.
Stop
to
saying
Einstein.
phrases. I'm not saying any phrases. What do you mean phrases? Hey, you know what? Right now, we have Jimmy Mataya. What is your nickname again? Hold on, I want you to say it.
I am the man they call Floyd. I am Pool's public enemy #1, and I love it. I love it. You know what I mean? I was always a nice guy, but everybody gave me a wrong deal. You understand?
You know what I mean?
That's the way it is, you know. You try telling your parole officer you're innocent. Not gonna work, my friend. Not gonna work. So I ain't gonna fight you no more. I'll join you. Okay?
You guys all heard it first on POV Pool. Jimmy Mataya.
You just donated 20? You rock. Because I'm getting my ass kicked right now. 10 a game.
Wilcox Corey. We're gonna send.
No. I'll come up.
We're gonna send a shout out to Wilcox Corey. Donated
Corey, what's up, man?
$20 to POV Pool after dark. And you know, we appreciate that, Mr. Wilcox Corey. And
my friend.
I mean, he's live on my telephone right now.
Matt,
I haven't
say
had
it.
any other calls. He got a
There you
free
go.
Kamui voucher for $25. He's
Go
putting it back
3
into
rails with
POV
it,
Pool.
too.
And we're here with Jimmy.
And we're here live. I mean, with Jimmy Mataya.
All right.
His bio is on there.
And we just posted Jimmy Mataya's bio from
That's what it said.
Wikipedia. Jimmy Mataya, we're going to go through this. Jimmy Mataya, American professional pool player, nicknamed Pretty Boy Floyd.
And heavy on the pretty.
Oh, heavy on the pretty? All right.
There you
With
go.
Pretty Boy Floyd.
Question from me? Go ahead.
82, Jimmy Mataya. Look at that. You were inducted into the Bigger Congress Hall of Fame.
No, I've never been inducted.
You're a living legend, man.
Well, there's a lot of
You
people
should be.
fighting to have me put into the Hall of Fame, but you know, when you're dealing with the Hall of Fame, and I'll tell you like it is, a lot of politics, and that's just the way it goes. If you're not one of their favorite players, then
Oh no, that's not. That's
perhaps you're not going anywhere. But to me, as far as I'm concerned, if they don't want to put me in the Hall of Fame, then you shouldn't have a Hall of Fame. Does the name Mataya and Pool ring a bell? I mean, come on, ding ding. Mataya, Pool, does that ring a bell? You don't want to put me in the Hall of Fame, but you want to put a clown like Minnesota Fats in the Hall of Fame? Well, let me tell you something, pal. I offered to play Minnesota Fats once upon a time, and I told him he could bet what he wants, and I'd shoot every other shot one-handed, okay? Minnesota Fats couldn't beat the barmaid. I got more world titles by the time I was 7 years old. You understand? I was world champion 1,000 years ago.
We're talking about
1,000
whatever
years ago,
Jimmy
I was
wants
world
to
champion.
talk about.
They don't want to put me in the Hall of Fame. Well, what kind of Hall of Fame do you got? I will tell you what kind of Hall
You're
of
in
Fame
my
you
Hall of
got.
Fame.
The same kind of Hall of Fame that you got, that you won't put Pete Rose in the Baseball Hall of Fame. What kind of a Baseball Hall of Fame do you have when you won't put Pete Rose in the Hall of Fame?
It doesn't
I got
matter
news
how
for
the
you.
conversation
You don't wanna
starts.
Put Pretty Boy Floyd in your
It ends
Hall
with
of Fame?
baseball,
What kind
Florida,
of a
or jump
Hall of
cues.
Fame do you have? I'll tell you what kind of a Hall of Fame you have. A Class B Hall of Fame, and I don't care to be a part of it. I am not politics. You
And how about
understand?
that baseball?
I was a player.
You bring up a good
And that's it.
You bring
I ain't no politics.
No
you want
politics, no
politics?
politics.
Go to Washington. I ain't politics. You understand that? I will play anybody that ever breathed in life for whatever they wanted to play for once upon a time.
Dark.
And if that ain't good enough, how about 4 world titles? No, I ain't got 1. I ain't got 2. I ain't got 3. I got 4 world titles. How many Hall of Fame players like Minnesota Fats, mind you, did he ever win a
This is awesome.
Did he ever win a tournament in his life? He couldn't beat the barmaid. And you want to put him in the Hall of Fame, and you want to put me on the sideline because you personally don't like me? I don't care whether you personally like me or not. I had one job
Yeah,
to do once upon
lies.
a time, and that was beat people. And you know what? Whoever you put up there, I beat. Okay? I beat 1,000 Hall of Famers. I used to cut my cob on Hall of Famers. Okay?
Let me just say something real quick, Jimmy. This is a free stream, and the match that you guys are watching right now, this stream was so entertaining, a local Vegas player decided to come down to the Rum Runner, buy us all drinks, and gamble with Daniel. Is that not awesome?
Dila Monster won.
Put that guy in the Hall of Fame is all I can tell you.
Dila Monster won.
Put
right
Dila
here.
Monster in the Hall of Fame.
Dila Monster. I don't even know your name. What is your name? Oh, what? Everybody wants Dila Monster. You were on the stream. Here you go. What is your name?
My name is Ryan
Oh no, come here. What? Ryan what?
Deberg.
And it's his rack.
Ryan Deberg. And Mr. Busch just said, "It is your rack, sir. You can't be on my stream when you got a rack. I want to break the balls." POV won't let you jump?
There's no jump shots.
Oh, Jimmy Mataya won't let you jump.
Jump
Hey,
shots
if you
for
got a
little
jump
kids.
cue, he will sign it right now. If you got a jump cue, he will sign it right now. You will have the only signed Jimmy Mataya jump cue. You will have the only. He's only going to sign one. I can guarantee you.
Absolutely.
I'd say what?
My jump cue signed. Jimmy, will you sign my jump cue?
Let's have Jimmy Mataya jump a ball with your cue and then sign it, and it'll be the only one. Wait 5 years, it'll be worth $100,000.
Absolute.
Who wants to see that on POV Pool? Anybody?
I want another question. I want somebody from England or Australia.
You guys are totally in trouble.
This and that. Another question. Is somebody else
Do it.
there?
All right. Hold on. Wait a minute. You guys set up a jump shot.
English guys. I want one of them English
We want
guys.
you to shoot a jump shot. Wait a minute.
I don't shoot jump shots.
You guys, for the action's sake. No. Will you guys let him shoot a jump shot right
I
now?
don't shoot jump shots.
For a donation, will you let him shoot a jump shot right now?
Jump shot. What a joke.
All right. For a donation, Jimmy Mataya, you got a mic right here. Jimmy Mataya, will you jump a ball for a donation? If somebody donates right now, will you jump a ball on that table and sign her cue?
How about this? And I'll forfeit my money.
Absolutely, I'll jump.
What's that,
I'll
Wilcox?
show you how easy it is.
Jump it? All right, we're gonna first donation we get, he's gonna do that. Seriously, they're gonna play their game. First donation we get,
Can I not?
Jimmy Mataya will jump a ball, even though he hates jump cues, with Stacy Allsup's cue.
Did I not mention?
You got a PayPal account? You put a.
Did I not
donation
mention about 5 minutes ago that if Jimmy is on the mic, the conversation will eventually go to baseball, jump cues, or Florida?
That will put up $10 if Jimmy Mataya jumps a ball on air right now.
So we have somebody in the house willing to donate to POV Pool here on the spot, cash money,
He's putting up $10.
as long as he gets to set up the jump shot.
Let him get on right now.
Dylan Taylor.
Hold on, wait. We're gonna get this guy right now. He's gonna come up. He said he'll put up $10 for Jimmy Mataya, legend of like, what year was your big? 70s, 80s, for sure.
It didn't matter.
Jimmy
I know
Mataya.
who Jimmy Mataya is, man. I just got $10 just to see
Here
it
we go.
fucking done because I heard donations.
$10.
I hear him. I know he's a legend, and I got $10
In-house at the Rum Runner.
I just want to set up
Where
a
we
shot
at?
just to see it. I'm at the Rum Runner on Chop and Spencer,
In Las
the house
Vegas.
for the Andy Mercer. We're doing it over here. Best pool players in the world. Jimmy Mataya is about to hit the best jump shot you've ever seen.
You might as well have a kid from the YMCA come up here.
30s.
You want a shot?
All right,
I'll
what's your
show you
name?
a shot with
Dylan
some
Taylor.
class. I'll show you
Dylan?
a classy shot. there ain't no class with a jump cue.
Right.
If you would like to see a classy shot, I'll show you a classy shot.
Show me
All
a
right.
shot for $10,
I'll
man.
show you a
Classy shot for
shot.
$10, but we want to see a jump shot too.
Wanna drink, Jimmy?
Here's
Wanna
a
drink?
I want, you know what I want, and the viewers want.
Yeah,
Just donate $1. There we go, from Butch's Space, right there. All right, look it.
have you not
Jimmy
watched
Mataya is
Pool
going
on
to
ESPN?
jump a ball
Have you not
with
seen girls
Stacy
with
Allsup's
jump
cue.
cues?
Of course
Wait,
I have.
you're gonna jump a ball now,
It's easy.
Jimmy.
Let me see.
Yeah. Okay.
You're gonna jump a ball with her jump cue, and you are gonna sign it afterwards. And it is the only time you're ever gonna do this. Is that right?
I've never used a jump cue in my life, but if that's what you want, I'll do it. Takes no talent at
Never.
all.
All right.
Live?
And then what we're gonna do from there is
Holy
we're gonna
shit.
auction. We are gonna auction off Stacy Allsup's jump cue, signed by Jimmy Mataya. The only time he's ever used a jump cue ever in his life
Got
on
5.
POV
Jumps
pool.
it over Stacy.
If you jump it over Stacy, you got $5 from JB. Is that true, JB? You just got another donation from IPH. I love this guy. You know what?
No, it's not.
If you
Oh my God. Big shout out to my friend John Balan. You're watching the stream, dude. Isn't it time for
POV.
Isn't it time for Cheerios
After
and work? I also got a donation from Charles Hill. Thank you so much.
Dark with me. Ready? POV after
Dark, dark, dark.
Yes.
And that's the dark, my friend.
All right. Jimmy Mataya is going to jump ball with Stacy Allsup's cue. And then we are going to auction that cue off
No.
for thousands of dollars
Uh-huh.
and buy you another one.
Well, it was only $50 to begin with, so.
All right. Stacy's down. If Jimmy Mataya jumps the ball with Stacy Allsup's cue, his first jump cue ever, and signs it, we want to see how much money we can get for that cue. It's going to be a donation to POV Pool. We will send you the cue.
I can't believe you're still awake.
What kind of cue is that? They want to know what kind of cue is it?
No idea. It was a gift.
It looks custom.
Doesn't matter.
Does it have phenolic on it? I mean, like, I don't know.
No, it is. It's a phenolic tip.
It's a phenolic tip. Wow. I want to see Jimmy, like, jump this ball, dude.
There is no name
I really do.
here, Q.
Dude, this guy's... Yeah, right? Oh, man. A jump draw of the ball would even be awesome. You know, at full cue, I bet you he'd do it. Unless he's got, like, a super soft or something. I mean, I bet you he'll do it. Dude, the guy's fucking a legend, man. He's kind of drunk right now, but, like, man, he is a freaking legend. He still plays good, I know it.
Thanks to Long Wong.
Thanks to Long Wong. Was that a restaurant, Daniel?
No, thanks to Long Wong for his donation.
Oh, thanks to Long Wong for the donation, man. Who is Long Wong? I don't have them on the stream.
John Barton again. Thanks again.
Okay. Oh no.
We have
JB
two
wants
new donations.
JB wants him to jump over Stacy, not a ball. We're gonna do that. You know what? We're gonna do that.
That chance.
Are we gonna do that, guys? After this game, we're gonna have Jimmy Mataya, who is totally against jump cues, jump over
A ball.
none other. No, not a ball. None other than Stacy Allsup.
Anybody want to bet on that happening or not?
Stacy,
'Cause,
for the stream, you are not going to lay down on the table and let world champion.
for the stream, Jimmy is a bit intoxicated if you haven't noticed, and
Oh, no, the
I don't
viewers
know what part
want-
he plans on jumping, but I bruise easy, and I like my face the way it looks, so let's just not
All right.
go there.
All right, I jump balls pretty good. Could I jump balls over you? Can I jump balls over you, Stacy?
No.
Oh, jeez. I tried to make that kind of after darkish. No, you have to
Yeah.
let Jimmy Mataya, though. I mean, like, I trust him, though. Wouldn't you? Come on. You have to. These guys are donating here.
If he does not like the jump cue, then how confident should I be in his ability to use it?
No, first time out, he's going to sign it.
They want you to jump a ball over me.
Can you jump a ball? Jimmy Mataya, come to the mic. Can he just used the restroom? I mean, we're all people. All right.
Let's not get dirty, JB.
Jimmy Mataya, can you jump a ball with her cue, the jump cue? She's going to lay down on the table. Can you jump a ball over
He thinks I'm going to lay down on the table.
Stacy Allsup? I think he can.
You want me to jump ball over her?
Yeah, can you jump a ball over her?
I could jump a ball over the Statue of Liberty, okay?
And there you have it. Oh, that's my alarm for work going off.
Hey, Stacy Allsup's alarm for work just went off. 5 in the morning. 5 in the morning. Yeah, that's weird,
is
isn't
the
it,
life of a
Wilcox?
working dog.
Rather show you a nice shot. Can't do it with this.
All right, they got the last 2 balls here.
This just looks like it's gonna be bad.
I don't care. I'm not getting on the
You
table.
want me to do that?
Not gonna hurt you.
What do you want me to show?
Yeah, but
Real jump shot.
Yeah, a real jump shot. Are you still on line 2, Wilcox?
You watching that?
Yeah, right now.
Yeah, you should totally
Bailed out.
stay down.
here's the thing.
Stacy's like
Be a
bailing out of
lot
this whole
of
jump
big
thing. She's like, I
matches
don't know, he's never
playing
used a
on
jump
this
cue
table
before.
The
Like,
last thing that I want is some pro bitching about how the table is unlevel because my fat ass was on there just so that Jimmy Mataya could prove a point.
ooh.
You're right.
One of the small Vegas statues. I don't know. How high do you think he can jump? I don't know. Can anybody hear Wilcox on my phone? I got you by the mic, dude. Go ahead. Just like yell it out there, man. You have to yell though.
He's pretty concrete. Him jumping a ball like that, how they have it set up right now, not happening.
Yeah. No, he's gonna jump that. Really? What are you doing, man? What is it?
Thank you very much.
Oh, he's
but
got a
they
cue. I
tend
don't know
to
what he's
get
doing.
Mad at any point if anybody gets on a table.
Must be one of those low deflection
Fat-ass.
shafts. No, I was kidding.
Fat ass comment was in regards
All right.
to them bitching.
I don't know what
about
they're
the table
doing.
no longer being level.
Yeah, I don't know what they're doing that. Oh man, Mr. Barton, man, you can't be calling Stacy fat. What is that? You're
No,
fat.
he's-
What?
He's saying not.
Oh, you're not. No. I mean, like, you should totally just get down there and let him jump the ball over you. I think it'd be awesome for POV and like everything. What is Jimmy doing now?
He's not jumping.
Hey, that was pretty sick. Oh
Did he
man.
jump a ball?
No, like what? No, what he just did was pretty sick. Did you guys see that? No, it's PHAT. PHAT, right?
Jump shot, Jimmy.
Jump shot,
Jimmy.
jump shot, jump shot.
I like it better than Pretty Boy Floyd.
I know, pretty boys usually have like cologne on, right? I mean,
Well, here's my question to the viewers. Would you
has to
rather-
use a jump
would you-
cue. He's
would-
using Stacy Allsup's jump cue.
Would you rather have Jimmy on the table or on the microphone? Just a question. I had a feeling that might be the overwhelming majority vote.
Can he jump shoot? What? Can he
Oh.
jump into a shot glass?
Billiard
I don't know.
says that he would rather have Jimmy on the mic.
It's hilarious, isn't it, you guys? Mike, screw the jump shot. Is that what you're saying? I mean, you guys have to like watch
on the
jump
table
shot.
with a mic.
Oh, really? Hey, I don't know if it'll reach, but it might. Hey, can we do on the table with a mic or no?
The fans want to hear Jimmy.
No, it won't reach.
This is not with her stick. This is with a regular pool stick.
Oh, Jimmy Mataya says with a regular pool cue.
You can keep that.
He said you can keep that jump cue. No, you have to jump with the jump cue. The viewers. He says he don't need a jump cue.
We're trying to get him to do the jump shot, but good luck with that.
IPH 27-1 saus has to be with jump cue.
It's gotta be with a jump cue.
Oh, that's brutal, man. Don't.
Let's be nice, guys.
Jump shot was not the issue. What was the issue, Charles?
He did say that any 10-year-old
Hey,
could jump.
Made by Jerry Olivier with an OB shot.
that's because of the tip.
The Kamui.
All right. Hey, Mr. Barton said, come on, Jimmy. Every 5-year-old can do this one.
That is exactly what he said.
Is what?
The viewers want jump cue. Stacy's jump cue. They all say, get this guy a
He
jump
said
cue.
he doesn't need a jump cue.
All right, try it with a jump cue now.
Now that you've proven you can't do it with a full
No,
cue.
try it. Try it, try it. You got the jump cue?
I'll go up there and jump it.
This guy's putting $10 up here that this guy's gonna jump these balls, you know, and do all this, and we got some donations from it. I think he needs a jump cue. Yeah,
I think
right? I mean,
I think he has a jump
dude, I
cue.
played on these tables, and like, I know it's hard to jump a ball because,
no, it's
like,
not.
oh, he made it. Oh, that was good. Oh, wow, that was good. You made it. You didn't foul. It was good. All right. Jumping with Jimmy. That's the new
The
segment.
felt was actually replaced on these tables.
Jumping
about
with
10
Jimmy
days
is
ago.
the new thing.
They replace it every year, the first week of March.
Wilcox, man, you're on my phone, killing my battery right now. Hey, it's all cool though.
My phone is dead now, so.
Yeah, you're right here with us, man.
Has he used the jump cue yet, though?
No, Charles, he did not use a jump cue. Mataya did not use a jump cue. I'm trying to get him to use one because, like, that was like the whole deal. Donations, hey, donations were for a jump cue, they said. Jimmy, you got to use a jump cue, man. One shot.
One time.
Right.
For the fans that donated.
For the fans that donated and everything, too.
Talk nonsense all
We
night.
appreciate it, man. All right,
Give him a
so
jump cue.
you're going to use the jump cue? All right. Here we go. Jimmy Mataya,
Here
first time
we
ever
go.
using
Here we go.
the hated
JB, that is awesome. That might have
using
made
the
my
hated
night.
jump cue.
JB says he got a photo of Strickland and he signed it, I hate jump cues.
He shouldn't have
All right, we have
up wrong.
Jimmy
I don't know what he's trying to
Holding
do,
my
man.
jump cue.
Here he goes.
Jumping
Jump
the
cue,
ball.
first time right here ever on POV Pool After Dark. Jimmy Mataya using a jump cue.
Motherfucker.
And he made the shot. He made the shot.
Woo! Yes, sir. First time.
Ah, he's got a smile on his face about the jump cue. Oh, we got to hear the after commentary.
Thank you.
We got to hear the after commentary. Here we go. What do you think about the jump cue?
Jump cues for little kids and little girls. This is not the YMCA. This is pro billiards.
I am a little girl, and I will use it to run out on you, especially
No.
if it's going to give me the cash.
Yeah, and you did you not just make the shot you were attempting?
Well, I mean, to make that shot takes no talent at all. It's a joke, that shot. I think they should bar jump cues. I got news for you. This is a game of professionals. And to put a jump cue into the market of professional pool is ridiculous. And I'm going to tell you a true story. Many years ago, they asked Irving Crane. I don't know if you've ever heard of Irving Crane. He's one of the greatest players ever lived in the Hall of Fame. And they asked Irving Crane once upon a time, and I remember this many years ago, back in the early 80s, they asked Irving Crane about a jump cue. His reply was this. I've played with a regulation cue stick my whole entire life, I would expect my opponent to do the same. Okay? If you can jump a ball with the stick that you play with, that's fine and dandy. But to take a little twig out of your hip pocket that's 6 inches long, you know.
Well, why don't you come over here and sign it anyway?
Yeah, they want you to sign it. I have a right here from with a Sharpie from JB. What else? Oh man, you guys are like typing. You guys are typing faster than I can even talk.
Clean straight, play pool.
Yeah,
Play
you know what?
straight pool.
They want you to sign the cue, and we'll put it up for auction on POV Pool.
It'll probably go for about $1 million, maybe $2 million. I don't know.
Hello, light, Jimmy.
Bud Light. Bud Light.
We got another donation from someone who is buying Jimmy a Bud Light. I jumped, but I don't remember. Pretty boy Floyd. All right, are you gonna sign it right there on the TV table so they can see you? We have a Sharpie. Does anyone have a Sharpie? Hey, do you have a Sharpie? The bartender is getting us a Sharpie
Jump
right
cue.
now. This will be the only cue ever jumped with jump cue. Sorry,
Jump
by Jimmy Mataya.
You can sign it. I hate jump cues if you want.
Ooh, even better.
Jump cue.
Jimmy Mataya is gonna sign first ever he's ever jumped. Jimmy, you tell him right here. I'm tired of holding the mic. You go ahead.
I never jumped a ball in my life. If I could do it with my own cue,
With a jump
that's
cue.
fine.
With
Never
I-
jump with a jump cue.
I prefer to masse balls. When you can masse, then you know what's up. To use a jump cue, it takes a 10-year-old from the YMCA, okay? I mean, what do you want me to tell you?
So you're gonna sign this jump cue, first ever Jimmy Mataya signed jump cue in the world
Yeah.
ever, and you will never sign another one again.
I never use one again.
You'll never use one again.
That one's mine.
First time Jimmy Mataya has ever used a jump cue,
Who's?
That one's yours.
an actual jump cue live on POV Pool. He's never used a jump cue before, and he is going to sign it. It is
I'm gonna
Stacy
sign it
Allsup's
so we
cue.
can keep playing 8-ball.
Okay. You want me to sign a cue?
Yeah, it's right on the table.
This is the first time he's ever used a jump cue. He is going to sign that jump cue
All right.
and never use a jump cue again. This is history, folks. No, this is history. I'm telling you, you will never ever see this again. If anyone wants right now, first up dibs on a POV Pool for donation, you guys can bid against it. He's putting Pretty Boy Floyd
When is this?
on
When is the final due
the
date?
jump cue.
When's the auction over?
When is the auction over? As far as it gets a highest bid, we're gonna end it tonight. We're gonna see. We got like what 100 people on here. We're gonna see. I mean, this could go online on eBay for
Yeah.
hundreds. I mean, like
I'll talk to you a little bit later on. See
yeah.
what's going on. Yeah.
We got an in-house guy who's interested. We're gonna see what the bidding goes up to. This is for donations for POV Pool.
Well, no.
After dark.
Actually,
And you will
we
get
might
the cue.
hold on to this. I mean, I don't
You're
know.
gonna hold
what
on
are you
to
talking
it?
about? This is for donation.
Tell me-
How do we decide who wins it?
How do we decide who wins it?
Yeah.
I think the viewers.
Josh, tell me if
Gets it
close to
for
where
a
they can
donation.
actually see this on the screen.
Create a thread.
Yes,
on
yeah,
AZ
we
for
should
it?
we should start bidding.
POV Pool?
Create a thread on AZ and start
You
bidding.
can do that.
You have to look on there.
Can anyone
And I'll
see?
tell you what.
I want to hear from the viewers.
Jimmy Mataya
No, I can't
gets
say it.
half.
It's
How about that? Jimmy Mataya gets half. Let's start the bidding.
Jimmy Mataya
The bidding
gets
will be
half,
closed
POV
at
Pool
midnight
gets the other
tomorrow.
half. If everyone can see the pool cue,
The bidding will be closed at midnight tomorrow.
It is a nice. All right. $20 on the queue and a signed Bud Light. Huh, that's an interesting one.
Start the
What-
thread on AZ.
We're going to start a thread right now on A to Z Billiards. Everyone knows how to get there. If you don't, then you probably shouldn't even be bidding on the queue. But A to ZBilliards.com.
Thank you, Jimmy.
We're going to create a thread
Hey, Jimmy.
for
Nice
Jimmy
to have you on the
Mataya's
show. It's kind of crazy.
jump cue.
Look at the screen
The
now.
first cue ever jumped by Jimmy Mataya
Hey,
with a jump cue.
Jimmy just said we have a crazy show.
Sign. And it's Stacy Allsup, so of course,
Look at the screen now.
look at the screen now.
Bidding will
wanna
be
know
closed by midnight
If
tomorrow.
anyone can see that.
Or should we make it sooner? Should we make it 6 a.m.?
I have a live stream.
Should we make it
24 hours?
bidding will be closed by 6 a.m.?
24 hours?
I don't care.
Dude, that's a piece of Hall of Fame history, like champion. I mean, you just don't. This is a one in
Yeah,
a
the
lifetime,
screen
once
is
in a
right there.
lifetime deal.
I see it. It's just a black stick.
Okay,
Someone
there
who
it
like,
is.
and especially from someone like that does not like jump cues.
I'll tell you what.
It's
No.
you know.
No. Stacy, stand up. I'll get a shot. Stand in front.
Billiard photo says 25 hours.
I'll just shoot it. I'll shoot it.
Question, Jimmy.
I'll zoom it.
I see
Put
pictures
it on
of
the
you on the
table.
internet
Pardon me?
years ago. How'd you get better looking over the years?
Put it right on the
How do you
table.
maintain,
They don't call me boy for nothing.
how do you maintain your gloriously good looks? And I don't mean that as a gay man. I mean that as a like good-looking man. Maintain your looks.
Cash money, man.
What kind of lifestyle are you living as a billiards player? You're normally pretty
Further
rough.
back.
I'm not involved
In
in
the
the
middle of the
world of pool anymore. Played my last professional tournament. I've loved and enjoyed the game my whole life, but I'm not a competitor anymore.
A little closer.
These days, what do you do for fun these days?
For fun, March Madness, okay? That's my fun.
That's
You know what I mean? I like to.
Bidding is
I'm a
closed
sportsman.
at
I
6
like to
a.m.
gamble. You know,
6 a.m.
and that's what kind of what I do. I mean, that's the only life I know is gambling. But to try to get up and play the best players in the world like you see here at the Rum Runner with this tournament, no, I didn't even bother to get in the tournament because I know I have no chance to beat these people. I'm retired, and I wish them all the best, the men, the women, the sport of pool. I wish it all the best. I'm sorry to see that all the rule changes that they've had throughout the years. All the rule changes I don't agree with. I don't like polka-dotted cue balls. All right, these people are professionals and they're not clowns. So
Still on
to
there,
put polka-dotted cue balls on a table, that's ridiculous. I think jump cues
We're
are
making an
ridiculous.
ad right now for the
When somebody can play
Jimmy
an excellent
Mataya.
safety on you,
jump cue.
and somebody pull out a jump cue and slop a ball in on you and win the match because of that. I don't. Jump cues are ridiculous.
And he's totally
There's
against it,
no
so
place
it's
in
even better.
the world of professional players.
Right.
You know, this is not baseball. This is not
Make sure you tell
cue
everybody
balls
about
flying
this too,
through the air
Wilcox,
with the
ma'am.
greatest of
I
ease.
gotta use the
So
restroom.
compare a current day billiards hall to what you saw back when you were.
Well, back in my day, you couldn't even play 9-ball in a bar or in a pool room. If you were playing 9-ball, they knew you were gambling. They wouldn't even allow you to play. You know, they'd shut the table down. That's the way it was when I grew up. You know, this is back in the late 50s and the early 60s. 9-ball was a gambling game, and everybody knew it. And at that time, a lot of places, like I say, they wouldn't even allow you to play 9-ball because they knew that you were gambling. You know.
Right.
So it's, you know, pool has changed tremendously over the years, and it's sad that they've taken away the expertise of the game.
Right.
In other words, one of the oldest shots in the world of pool is the spot shot. When's the last time you ever saw a spot shot in the game of pool? Television, tournament, anything. When's the last time you ever saw a spot shot? Doesn't even exist anymore. And to take away a spot shot, let me tell you something. I've seen a lot of matches, and I'm talking about in world tournaments, where a spot shot meant the match. And a lot of people made it, and a lot of people didn't. And it doesn't even exist anymore, the spot shot. And how can you take that out of the game of pool? And this is what they've done to the game of pool. They've destroyed the game of pool. They've turned it into a joke. I've watched pool on TV where players are running around the table as fast as they can trying to run the rack of balls. Well, I got news for you. We're not clowns. Why don't you ask Tiger Woods to grab his golf clubs and run around the golf course and see how fast he could shoot 68? Not going to happen, okay? But yet they do this to pool players. They make jokes out of them. They make clowns out of them. I got news for you. If you think pocket billiards is a joke game, I got a lot of news for you because, you know, 40 years ago when I played, if you thought I was some clown You were welcome to play me for whatever you wanted.
Okay, there's a new spread.
You were welcome to get broke, and that's what you would do, would get broke.
Mataya, signs,
I am not a
jump.
clown. I do not
Okay, folks.
appreciate all the rule changes
Yes.
to make these people look
Okay.
like
Jimmy,
clowns.
Jimmy.
This is not a clown's game.
Jimmy, there's a thread now on AZ Billiards that says Jimmy Mataya signed jump, and the bidding will close at 6 a.m.
This morning, you're like 40 minutes.
So we have 40
You gotta
minutes
give it 20.
to
But
take
if
in
we
bids.
leave
Gotta
it
give it
until,
24 hours.
but if
You
why
want me
don't
to
why don't
give
we
it 24 hours?
why don't we leave it open until the
Till
end of
noon?
the tournament?
Till the end of the
Because
tournament.
that's
Okay,
when
I'll
we're
tell you
gonna
what.
be done, and then
We'll
you
wait.
get more.
We'll wait
more-
till the end of the tournament. There's a
Everybody will get a chance.
signed Jimmy
Tomorrow night?
Mataya
I'm just
Q
thinking tomorrow night after
signed
the
on
tournament is done.
the stream. We have never done this before,
And I'll
so
tell you
I'm
something
wondering what
else.
this will be. But this is going to be crazy.
You watch
so.
pool on TV, right? They got polka dots all over the cue ball. I got a lot of news for you.
polka dot.
This is a
POV
game
after
of concentration and execution. For what reason would you want to put polka dots all over the cue ball? To make the game tougher for the guy that's playing?
Jimmy, this is
I mean, for what? I played in a tournament once in my life where they had polka dots all over the cue ball. I had half a headache at the end of my match. I had half a headache. Every time you get down to shoot, you're staring at these polka dots. For what reason would you want to do this? You know, as far as I know, for the last 10,000 years playing pool, that cue ball has always been white. Same as a baseball, same as a golf ball, same as a ping pong ball.
I think the argument there is just so that
I don't care, there is no argument there.
spectators on TV can
I don't care about television. They want to make you look to be a clown. I'm not a clown, my friend. If you think I'm a clown, you're welcome to play me for a lot of money. But I want to tell you what, I don't play with polka dots all over my cue ball. All right, this is a game of concentration and execution. And when you want to put polka dots all over the cue ball, all you're doing is making the game harder for somebody. If you want to try to change the game of pool, do yourself a favor and everybody else. Try to figure out a way to put more money into this game, not to make the game more difficult than it is. It's already difficult enough. You don't need polka dots. You don't need jump cues. You don't need ball in hand after every other shot. I never saw a pool like this in my life. You make a great run out on television, 9-ball. Your opponent gets the break. When has 9-ball ever been designed that when you make a great run out, your opponent gets to break the balls? Why do you not get to break the balls? You deserve it. You made a great run out. 8-ball. You make the 8-ball on the break, you don't win. 8-ball. You shoot the 8 and you scratch, you don't lose. 8-ball. You make 2 solids on the break and you can shoot the stripes. This is not any kind of 8-ball that I ever saw in my life. If you wonder why players play so good nowadays, I'd still play good nowadays if you want to give me cue ball in hand every other shot.
right,
I'd still play good.
There is a form. We're
But
gonna
that
post
is
a
not
link.
the way the game was
already have a
designed to be
response.
played. Is there anything wrong with playing this game the way it was
20 on it.
designed to be played? You don't see golfers all of a sudden, we're not going to play 18 holes anymore. We're just going to play 12 holes.
$50 in person.
Bowling, we're not going to
Dylan
have
has
10
50 on it.
frames anymore.
Dylan,
We're just going to have
go
6
ahead and-
frames.
We're gonna
Well,
let that-
why do
go
they
ahead
do
and,
this with pool? They want to
put your
speed
name
the
in here.
game
Who's
up.
gonna put your name in here?
They
No,
want to
I'm gonna
make it
post I'm gonna
quick.
say, Dylan,
Well,
Dylan.
I don't see that in any other sport. I don't see that in any other sport. Why do you have to do that with pool?
The only thing I would say to that is, to your argument, they're probably trying to get more money in the game by making it televisable rather than just in the billiards hall.
Well, they have to
I'm
learn
not
how.
saying it's right or wrong, I'm just saying that will be the...
Concentrate on how to get more money involved. Forget about changing the rules. This game is tough enough. You don't need to change the rules. Change things, like you say, try to get more money involved. You got polka dots all over the cue ball. Are you kidding me? You know who invented
Polka
this?
dot,
It's
polka
called a training
Yeah, so
ball.
the list of hot
And I think it
topics
was
is
Jimmy Rempe,
Florida,
who was a great player.
jump cues,
Jimmy Rempe, many years
measle
ago,
balls.
Hall of Famer. He came up with this
And
polka dots
Stacy
over
is
it.
eating
It's a
eggs.
training ball,
Well,
ball for
you're
people
also
that,
eating eggs, and
little
so is
kids
Josh.
that
Everybody
don't
ate my
understand
skillet
English.
After I was
You
done,
know?
of course.
So
it
they
was
put the
pretty good.
dots all over
And
the
it's,
ball,
uh,
and you see the ball spinning with left English, right English. That's fine for little kids.
Look, it's funny. It
That
says,
has no reason to be in professional pool. These players are not little kids.
the bidding will begin.
To have them play with a training
We'll
ball,
end at 6 a.m.
a training ball
No.
is the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. People just don't seem to care about pool anymore. You know, I classify pool as this. It's no different playing pool or throwing darts, because that's what you've made the game. That's what you made out of this game. Hey, you want to throw darts? You want to play pool? It's like there's no difference, because in pool, no money,
Are you
no
gonna put
respect. And no recognition. Let me ask you a question. This
Put the
tournament here
URL to
tonight,
this.
right? This weekend. Toughest bar table tournament that you're going to find. You can forget about going to the Riviera and playing with 10,000 players. This is the toughest bar table tournament that there is right here at the Rum Runner. If this was
Post
the
this
World
link.
Championship, for instance, okay?
All right, so
Do you
guys,
think
we're gonna
that you
post
would
the
be
link.
on Sports Center tomorrow night when you won the World Championship here? Do you think you'd be on
Yeah.
Sports Center?
For Jimmy
Do you
Mataya.
think that you would be in the newspaper in Philadelphia, Denver, Chicago, Atlanta? Do you think the world champion of pool could even get his name printed in a newspaper? The answer to that is no. It would not be on Sports Center. It would not be on the newspaper anywhere other than maybe the local paper here in Las Vegas. And isn't that a shame that you took a sport like this and you made it into a nothing, absolute nothing? Polka dotted cue balls, jump cues, ball in hand every other shot. This is not pool, my friend. You want to play pool, well, you should have played it years ago. I know players today, the greatest players in the world, have never even seen the game of pool played
You guys have
the
no
way that
idea.
it was designed to be
Man.
played. They've never even seen it. And isn't that a shame? You take a beautiful game like this, one of the greatest games that God ever created, the pool table, a game of kings and queens for thousands of years, and you want to, there's no more spot shots? You can't even shoot a spot shot in a game of pool? This is what people have done to this sport. People from these organizations, the BCA,
We're gonna
the
wrap this
APA, Valley
Good night, guys.
Pool,
It was a pleasure. I have to go to
ESPN.
bed. I will
They
see you tomorrow.
destroyed the game.
We will
They want to
see
make
if
pool players out
Danny
like
lets
they're
me in the booth
clowns.
again tomorrow.
I'm not a clown, my friend.
As
If
long
you
as
thought I
You're
was
gonna
a
have to
clown
believe
as,
many
as
years
long
ago,
as the crowd is okay
yes,
with that, I'm
again,
going to turn it
because
over.
you were
and I'm
welcome
going
to
to pass
play
out
me for
because my
whatever you
alarm
wanted
just
to
went
play
off for when I normally wake up in the morning.
Well, I mean, it's terrible
Well,
what they did to the game
Stacy,
of pool.
take care.
I'm watching
well.
9-ball. They're racking the 9-ball on the spot. I never seen 9. You're racking the 9-ball on the spot. What happened to 9-ball? I mean,
I have a fan base.
You do.
players complain. Well, guys making balls.
Do
on
you
the
have
big-
my number?
I got news for you.
No, I have you
When
on
you're
Facebook.
breaking them balls,
What's your phone number?
somebody's going to make a ball. You cannot complain about it.
You have
You
to
are
text
okay.
when you're
Where the game
okay.
is.
I'm not
And
saying
today, to me, pool doesn't even, I don't even consider pool
310
a sport anymore.
6639.
I wondered for many years how they could take a sport like pool and not put it in the Olympics.
Oh my
But then on
I
the
totally
other
want
hand,
to see
on
pool in
the
the
other
Olympics.
hand, mind you,
Okay.
you have a sport called curling.
Which is very addictive
You know
at
what
6 o'clock in
curling
the morning.
is? I'm going to tell you what curling is. It's shuffleboard on ice.
Yes.
Okay? You got a guy throwing an
know how to
ashtray down
swim.
the ice.
You gotta know
You
how
got
to
another
swim.
guy, some goofball with a broom, running and catching, and doing
never
whatever
played pool
he's
with a broom?
doing.
You okay?
I don't know what he's doing. And you call this a
Midnight
sport.
tomorrow.
Midnight tomorrow. That's what
But yet you won't put
You ain't
billiards
never played pool with a broom, Jimmy? Jimmy,
into the Olympics. You won't put billiards into it.
you ever play pool with a broom?
Jimmy's beat somebody with a broom at one time.
You ever play pool with a
You
broom?
can play pool with a broom.
Have you ever done it?
No, but I know people that have.
Yeah, chalk up this end of
They
that thing.
saw off the end of a broomstick, they chalk it up, and believe it or not, you can actually hit a ball. You can make a ball. I've seen hustlers do it back in the day, play with a broom. You can do that. But, they've destroyed the game of pool, and it's shameful to me and disgusting to say the least that I spent my whole entire life trying to be as good at this game as I could possibly be. I mean, once upon a time, this game was my life. And now when I look at it, I say to myself, what was I doing? Why did I waste my whole entire lifetime? And this is what pool has come down to. No more spot shots, polka dots all over the cue ball, jump cues, ball in hand every other shot, 8 ball, you make 2 stripes on the break, you get to shoot the solids. What I want to know, where did these people come from that made these rules?
I
And
tell
it
you what we're gonna
actually survived. I want to know where these people came from.
do. I tell you what we're gonna do, Jimmy. Me and you on POV After Dark right now. There is a rack of balls right there. One game. We are gonna
I
have.
am not going to play another game of pool the rest of my life.
You ain't gonna play me one game of pool?
I wouldn't play you a game of pool if you wanted to give me 500 to 100.
No. We're just gonna play a game of pool for the folks on
I
POV
am not gonna
and have
play a
Dilla
game.
Monster. Hey, wait! Before you break those, I will play Daniel Busch. I'm gonna have Dilla Monster come on the mic right now, and I'm just gonna go ahead and hit some balls with Daniel Busch. We're gonna play one game of 8-ball. Go ahead, break. Dilla Monster, get over here. All right. You need to keep these viewers' interest, though. I mean, like, if it's not already interesting enough. But
People are about to walk
right.
in to start their warm-ups for the match.
you and Jimmy, yeah, go ahead, man.
Me and Jimmy head to head. No, you can't skate out on
I'm
me,
not going
Jimmy.
to play any pool.
No, we're not playing pool. We're just talking. We're talking and
I'll talk with you all you want.
All right. I don't know if you've done this already. How
You're
about
a professional player,
No, I'm not even
and you
close.
seem to know and understand what I'm saying.
No, I understand everything you're saying, and I'm
And
fascinated by. Because I'm fascinated by the lifestyle back then. I love reading the books about the old road stories. I'm completely fascinated by it.
That's pool, and it always will be, whether it was back then or even today.
So tell a story to put it in perspective. The best road story, best just crazy story when you were out on the road playing pool.
We wouldn't have enough time to even talk about it. Million stories, of course. But I'm just talking about the game of pool and the sport of pool. What ESPN has done, they don't care about pool. They don't care about the game. They don't care about the players.
I get that, but
And that's
let's
terrible.
fascinate people a little bit with a great story about back in the day, maybe in Detroit.
A lot of great stories from Detroit. It was the pool capital of the world. I mean,
Right.
When you talk about pool, they try to make pool on television as a black tie affair. It's not a black tie affair. I'm going to tell you something. Pool's no different than poker. These people are the same clientele.
But you can make the argument
It's
that
a
they've done the same
gambling-
thing to poker. I
It's
mean,
a
poker used to
gambling
be
game.
poker used to be done the same way, and
Poker
now
is a gambling game.
poker's on TV the same way though, and it's all televised and it's all glamorized. Back then it
But
wasn't
it's
like
a
that. They had-
gambling game.
right.
I'm going to tell you something.
But they've
Pool's a
done the
gambling
same.
game.
But they've done the same thing to poker as they've done to pool. Ultimately,
Well, in poker, anybody can play and anybody can win. in pool, anybody can play, but no, not anybody's going to win.
That's a fair argument.
There's a big a big degree of difficulty there. An 80-year-old lady could win the World Series of Poker. Give her the right cards, an 80-year-old. I don't think an 80-year-old lady is going to enter a pool tournament with the greatest players in the world and win. Come on, let's be realistic.
That's agreed, but that's not the argument. But I'm just saying it's been glamorized to the point where it used to be done the same way as pool was, and seedy joints at times, and like places like that. And now it's on TV, and it's a little bit more glamorized, and they're showing you everybody's cards, and it's a completely different game than it used to be.
It's all about the money, my friend. Let me tell you something. Pool is nothing, and golf is everything. Now let's turn the tables. Let's say there was millions and billions of dollars in pool and there was nothing in golf. Would people watch golf? Of course not. It's all about the money. Everything is about the money. If you don't have money involved, there's no excitement. You must have money involved. And there's no money in pool, which is shameful. There's no corporate sponsorship. If you took a company like, say, Budweiser, for example, and they put in $50 million a year into the pocket billiard tour, now you would see a different style. But you don't have that money. You have nickels and dimes that they put on ESPN with trick shots and so on. Nobody can win a substantial amount of money playing this game. And without the money, the game is never going to go anywhere.
And the best pool players I know, and I live in Las Vegas, the best pool players that I know, and I know a fair amount of pool players here, are all, if they're younger, they're all dead broke. Dead broke.
Course.
And that's exactly that ties in exactly to what you're saying.
Listen, I know I've been around world champions my whole life. I grew up with them. I played with them all. There's a lot of them that they didn't end up with nothing. They end up like a punch-drunk fighter.
Right.
Never ended up with nothing. Don't have a place to stay. Don't have their own home. Live out of the car. Live out of the motel room. And I'm talking about great players. Right. And isn't it shameful that somebody that could play a game as difficult as this and be as good as they was and have nothing, not even a home,
Right.
And it's shameful,
So we've heard the story about, I heard the call in when I was playing over there. Played a spectacular match, obviously. I think people enjoyed that. But I heard the story about the best nights you've had gambling, but how about just best night you had in general? I mean, I know you got thousands of great stories.
There you go. You're talking about the things of gambling, the best nights I've had. Is this what I signed up for as a professional pool player many, many years ago, that I had to gamble and hustle to make a decent living?
But that's what the game was back then.
This is not what I wanted. I wanted to try to play this game and make a living at it. I soon found out that if you don't gamble, you're not going to make no living. You're not going to make no living playing in tournaments, because the only way you can do that is win every tournament you go to, and that's not going to happen with anybody. That's not going to happen.
No, and I'm not disputing that. So how about just a great road story? Just one that comes to mind. I know you've got, obviously, after the things you've done and the things you've seen, there's hundreds and thousands probably of stories. What's a great road story? Like one of your fondest memories on the road?
One of my fondest memories. Well, I've won championships. I've won state tournaments, national tournaments, city tournaments, world all-around champion.
Right.
I never made a nickel. The only money I ever made in this game was gambling.
Right.
And that's the only big money. I made big money gambling. When I was on the road hustling pool, just like you see in the movies, that's what I used to do. What you see in the movies is movies. What I did for real. Mm-hmm. And that's the only real money that I ever made, playing pool. I never made nothing in these tournaments. I don't care what tournament I won, or I never made nothing.
How about your scariest story?
Pardon me?
Like, worst situation you were ever in?
The worst situation I
Yeah,
was
we
ever
talked
in.
about your best situation. How about your worst?
Oh, well, sometimes, you know, you got to fight your way out of a joint.
Yeah, I mean, that's a...
Well, that's happened with me. I mean, you know, it happens. That's pool, you know. I mean, it's just like you see in the movies. Guy wants to bust your thumbs. Well, they never busted my thumbs, but they tried to, I guess you could say. I mean, I usually got along with everybody real good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I got along with people, and it was only once in a while you might run into a guy that's a bully and a guy that lost his money, and he's, you know, he wants to fight or this or that, you know. But that didn't happen very often with me. No.
So when you're traveling around, you're just traveling back then just by yourself, or how's that work?
I had a guy I traveled with, you know, he used to manage Minnesota Fats. A guy by the name of Tom Armstrong, who saw me as a young player and saw a way to make money with me. He wanted to take me on the road. Well, that's what we did. We went on the road for years. Eventually, he became Minnesota Fats' manager. He was a good con artist, a good hustler, and he made more money for Fats than Fats ever thought he would ever make. But it was because of my friend.
Right.
But that's pool. Pool is a gambling game.
So for people that are obviously that are watching this and they're, you know, maybe they play in the leagues around town or anything, but just set that up. Like, how's that situation go down? You have somebody come up to you and say, "I want to take you on the road."
Well, for me anymore, I mean, that's you know, that's all passe with me. I'm not a player anymore. I don't.
Right, but how did it work back then? He comes up to you and he says, "I want to take you on the road," and you guys just.
Guy wants to take you on the road, you just get up and go.
Yeah.
You pack your bags, you get in the car, you drive from city to city, state to state. I've been everywhere. You know, I mean, I've been to every state there is.
But you don't
Hustling.
like Florida. That's noted, I think, early.
Florida, I thought, was the biggest joke I ever saw in my life. Never, just, you know, some states you just don't have any luck. I never had any luck in Florida, okay? If I went down there was a hurricane, okay? If I went down there and won any money, I got stiffed, you know, won a tournament, this or that. The guy didn't even pay me. I mean, Florida, you can take that for my money and saw it off and let it float in the ocean. Florida, yeah.
And Detroit's your favorite place. But
Well, Detroit was the place where you could go and make money.
Right.
You know, I didn't care. And in Detroit, they didn't care who you was. They did not care who you were. You could be world champion. They didn't care. All they wanted to know is, what do you want to play and how much do you want to bet? And you sit there, we'll find you a game. You just sit there, we'll find you a game. They didn't bar nobody.
You got a quarter?
Pardon me?
You got a quarter?
A quarter?
I got a ton of ones if you guys...
I know. Wait a minute. I got a quarter. I took the quarter and I put it in my hand. No, I'm going to take the quarter. What are you doing? You're not.
Stealing his quarter. Stealing Jimmy's quarter.
No, if I took the quarter and I set it like that, and put it in my hand like that. Then you come on. There you go.
Hey Jimmy, you know that's my son? That's my boy.
Oh, that's your son.
I didn't know that was your son. All right, Jimmy, I'm going to see. I'm going to look at the screen and see if anybody wants to.
I want questions.
If they
What
have any
I like
questions.
questions.
I
I
don't-
like questions. You know why? You get a lot of nitwits that ask a lot of stupid questions. And I want to set you straight. Now, I want to set people straight so they know.
I mean, I'm fascinated by the lifestyle you lived.
I've lived the life of a gambler. This is my life. This is the only thing I know. Gambling, hustling. It's the only thing I know. You know what I mean? I don't know nothing else. It's the way I was born, the way I was raised, and I don't have, I had a lot of fun in my life, traveling around the world and beating people out of their money. I really did. But I didn't want to be a hustler. All I ever wanted to do was try to be a champion, try to be as good a player as I could, try to learn everything I could, try to play with the greatest player, and I had the opportunity to play with the greatest players that ever lived. I played Willie Mosconi, I played Jimmy Karras, I played Luther Lassiter, I played Irving Crane, I played Joe Balsas, I played, Minnesota Fats, forget about it, he was a joke. I played every great player there ever was, and that's all I ever really wanted to do, was just to compete. I didn't want to be a hustler.
But being a champion doesn't pay the bills.
That you hit it on the head. You got to get out there and gamble and hustle, otherwise you can't pay the rent. And trust me, when once you get married or you have a family and a house full of bills, you got to do something to make money. I recall back in the 80s, we'll say the mid-80s, I was at that time ranked number 8 in the world. When I got done doing my taxes for what it cost me to go to tournaments, my expenses.
No, it's not. It's good.
Yeah.
When I did my taxes, you know what I made? I made zero. I broke even. I made enough money in tournaments to pay my expenses to go to all these places. And I'm ranked number 8 at the time. I had zero profit. Okay, zero profit. So what are you going to do? You got to gamble. You have no other choice but to gamble, and that's the way it is. And it's sad that that's the way it is. But if you don't have corporate sponsorship, what are you going to do? You got to get up and gamble. You take a look at these guys that come in here. This tournament here, I think, is the toughest bar table tournament there is in the country.
Right.
Absolutely. You got world champions here, great players. What are they going to do if they lose their first match? Which a lot of the great players in this lost their first match.
Right.
How do you expect these people to pay their expenses and to go home with any kind of money?
Even if they win the tournament.
Especially if you lost your first match. You know how many people you have to beat just to get in the money? That's just to get in the money. And what kind of money you're looking for? You're looking, I got the money, I can pay my rent for 2 days in a motel or whatever.
Maybe pay your plane ticket.
It's just real hard. You must gamble. You cannot survive by just trying to win a tournament. You must gamble.
Yeah.
Must gamble, and that's the end of it.
So do you think it'll ever become like a golf where there's, golf back in the day? I remember.
It's strange. When I was a kid, golf, if you played golf or tennis, you were like a strange human being, okay? You were like gay or something. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Today you look at golf and you look at tennis, which tennis is a great sport, golf's a great sport, obviously. But back in the day, in the late 50s and early 60s, nobody played golf, nobody played tennis.
Even when I was a kid, I'm talking about late 80s, early 90s, I wanted to be a professional golfer. And we had a small professional tournament in my hometown. And the thing that turned me off the most was they had all these guys came into town from everywhere. Jack Nicklaus's son, all these people would come into town. Like, that was a big name back then, I remember, that would come to our town. But there was a little bit of money in the tournament. These people would come from everywhere. And I just remember going because we were going to go play a round of golf, and all these guys are living out of vans and cars and sleeping in their cars and pissing in the bushes. And I said, that's not the lifestyle that I want. And back then even, there wasn't a lot of money in golf. And now, you see how that's exploded.
Well, I remember when golf was a zero. I remember when tennis was a zero. Not that way anymore. And rightfully so. Golf's a fantastic sport. Tennis, hey, that's a physical sport. Golf is not physical. Bowling is not physical. Throwing darts is not physical. Playing pool is not physical. Tennis is physical, okay? But there's only one sport, non-physical, that you can make millions, and that's golf. What other non-physical sport can you name?
But it didn't used to be that way. And now,
No, it was never that way. It was never that way. It built and it built and it built. And it's a shame that to see pool, even though it's a non-physical sport, to not see it, I mean, if you don't play the game, I guess you don't understand the difficulties of it.
So what's the answer to getting pool to that level?
You need a sponsor. You need a Budweiser or a Sony or whatever. Somebody to kick in millions of dollars into this sport. Because without it, pool is never going to change. It's always going to be the way it is, like in the motion picture The Hustler back in 1961. It's a gambling game. It's a hustle. If you don't get that corporate sponsor, you're never going to take the hustle out of the game. And that's a shame that professionals have to hustle to make a living. They can't make a living on the pro tour. You just can't do it.
Right.
Unless you win every tournament you go to. And you know what? You know how hard that is to do? I mean, come on.
You're not making Tiger Woods money. If you win every tournament you go to, you're still maybe pushing a millionaire if you're
If you go to any tournament, basically, if you're not in the finals, you're dead. You're dead meat if you're not in the finals. You're going home a loser. You got to get up and gamble.
You come to a tournament like this that you say is the toughest bar table tournament that
I think
you know
so.
of. And
I think so.
There's all these competitors. I mean, you're looking at, you have to beat out
great players.
63
You got to beat guys that are on TV. You got to beat guys that are world champions. These guys, they don't just come from Nevada. They come from all over the world. They come from all over the world. There's people here from England. There's people here from Australia. There's people here, from the moon that play good.
Exactly.
I mean, you gotta be, I didn't even get in this tournament. I'm not a player anymore, but I mean, I know I got no shot with these guys. I ain't got no shot.
We'd still like to see you play.
I got no shot to beat these guys. That's how good they are. It's just too tough of a game,
So has the game improved since you played?
The games has disintegrated.
Well, I mean, I understand the rules, in your opinion, have disintegrated, but have the players improved?
The players are no different today than the players 50 years ago. Champions are champions. And you know why they're champions? Because if you give them a shot, it's pretty much the game is over, my friend. And that's days of Moscone, days of Irving Crane, days of Ralph Greenleaf. It doesn't matter. You can go back 100 years. Champions are champions. And they have great champions today as they have had great champions 30, 40, 100 years ago. Champions are champions. And no matter what decade you want to go to or what era, you had some awfully great players years ago, and you have awfully great players today. It's the same, Champions are champions. And that's it, They don't play no better today than they did 50 years ago. I thought, there we go, yeah. You got any more questions for me?
I'm
You
not
got
the
any
question guy.
numbskulls out there that want to ask a question?
I'm not the question guy. I was just loving listening to your conversation.
All right, I'll be the question guy. Jimmy,
Okay, here we go.
what kind of advice would you give to players that are just starting out?
I would say get yourself a 2-piece golf cue. Play golf, my friend.
Hey, man, it's a nice game.
Oh, it was a pleasure.
Ryan.
Why? Because
That's
there's
it?
money in
Really?
there. I mean, there's money there. I ain't going to buffalo nobody. I ain't going to tell you play this game. It's the greatest game in the world. It is the greatest game in the world. But unfortunately, they don't have no money in the game. What are you going to do? I mean, how are you going to make a
I'm going
living?
to drink Stacy's now.
I want
That's
to know.
true.
How are you going to make a living?
I don't know. You said bonus ball. Let's get back on that. I mean, like,
Well, bonus ball, I think, is a great game. I don't know a whole lot about it. I've watched a little bit of it. I'm trying to learn and understand the rules of it, but I can see that I think it's a very good game. A very good game. Bonus ball. A very good game. Can the American public catch on to this?
now that's the
I'm wondering
question.
if I can catch on to it. I would like
What do you guys think? You think the American pool players can catch, or not even pool players? I'm talking about just the general public. Do you think that they can catch on to bonus ball?